Hello everyone, welcome back to Schwab! Fun time Schwab!
Yeah, them trying to be serious again. It's great.
This is going to be a tough one. I think this is going to be a tough one to do, because there's a lot of themes in particular in this episode that involve people of color and problems that they face. We're two white people, so it's a little bit hard to broach some of these topics, but we're going to go over what the episode talked about.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's also two other stories in this because it's a muddled mess.
Sure. Yeah. No, there's a lot of stuff going on in this one. You know what they didn't talk about in this episode, though? The cliffhanger from the last one?
Yeah.
Nothing. They don't say anything about this.
No.
George Binks coming to the door like, there's a big monster outside, and then the beginning of this episode, nothing. We get like a peppy song about like, I'm the boss. Yeah, I'm the boss woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the boss?
What the hell was that?
I guess it was just a comedy wah-wah ending.
That is supposed to be a comedy bit?
Well, I guess. Like, I don't know why you would do that. If you can't tell if it's supposed to be a wah-wah ending or the story arc forwarding, then maybe you're not doing a good job.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be something interesting about monsters attacking them at the house.
Yeah, which would have been, I think, a more entertaining episode than this one to me, although some of these topics, like, I understand why they talk about them. I don't know about the execution,
Yeah, but
though.
there's an episode where you can do that, where you don't have a lead-in from your last one setting up something more action-driven, which this show desperately needs, because they never do that.
Yeah. You know who also did not make another appearance? Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Once again. 0% Kevin.
Because the issue they decided to address in this one wasn't trans issues, so they don't need Kevin.
Yeah, they don't know what to do with him unless he's going like, yeah, that thing happened with that book.
Yeah.
Go Mel.
That's all he's allowed to say.
Yeah. Professor Viral. Yeah. Okay, so we start this episode jumping into Macy's plot. So there's like a really upbeat song about I'm the boss, yeah. And she is meeting with the Shea group as part of their Give Back campaign. She's been asked to be part of this. She's really excited, and she meets oh, I guess I should tell people the name of the episode. By the way, this is season 3, episode 8. Oh, the Tangled Web. She meets with an assistant named Ariel. Mm-hmm. She was an assistant to this boss lady they meet later.
Yeah.
So she meets up with her.
She's like, Macy, I should probably warn you, my boss is horrible.
Just a heads up, she's a terrible white woman.
Like, surely some of this crap must have come up before. She's seen her being horrible.
Yeah. Maybe as a professional courtesy, she doesn't bring that shit up. I don't know.
No, she's great. Don't worry. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention she's actually horrible.
They had to talk about more important things, such as her STEMinist shirt. Here's the thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing like a cute STEMinist t-shirt or things like that. And there's nothing wrong with the topics they talk about here. I think it's just the way that they bring them up in Charmed. It's very clunky, and we are saying the thing, kids, as if you're watching some after-school special about it. Yeah. You're like, I noticed your STEMinist shirt. Yes, thank you. I make them myself. Instead of just like, maybe that's something she wears. Like, you don't need to bring it up in these like clunky ways. It's very weird.
Yeah, watching like a silly informational video about a thing where you get bad actors. Like, yeah, I love blank. Me too.
You know what the sad thing is too? Like, it's like when this show started, it was really great to see that Macy was a scientist. I guess still currently is. I don't know. And a woman.
But an average fighter.
It's great that she's a scientist and a woman and a person of color, because that is something that's lacking in the STEM fields. So just having that, I think, is better for that message than, I noticed your Steminist t-shirt.
Uh-huh.
Yes, thank you for you to notice it.
Yeah, back when Macy had a job that had anything to do with her interests instead of running whatever the hell safe space is supposed to be.
Yeah, I guess she's not, she talks about sciencey things more, but she's not particularly doing anything sciencey here.
Managing the stupid mini mall, like, / help center. Whatever it is.
She's, I guess this episode sort of has to do with that, and the fact that, she has this idea for something that is why she gets invited to this give back campaign. I forget exactly what it was, but, she thinks that this has to do with, like, her knowledge and her ideas rather than what it's actually about.
The assistant tells her they were so impressed with the way you forced them into doing that other thing, like having the law firm in the safe. Is that what that was? Yeah, she goes, they were so impressed. That wasn't even Macy's
idea. She's stealing Jordan's idea, claiming it's hers.
Yeah.
I don't think so, buddy.
Well, no, they were impressed with the way she said, well, I already tweeted about it, so you have to put it in.
They were impressed with how she tweeted? Macy can't act offended if it's like, I thought you were impressed with my tweets.
No, I thought you were impressed with the way I forced you into doing the thing I wanted to do by saying we were doing it already. Yeah, that's what they said. They were impressed with the way she did that.
Wow. All right, well... Regardless, she thinks it's about her brain, her tweets, not about anything else. So, they have like this kind of happy entrance where they go into the elevator and everything's all optimistic and this like peppy music is playing, and then cut to a time jump.
Yeah, suddenly the elevator doors are more blue instead of yellow.
It's more desaturated. You know things are bad. And she's being led out of the elevator by this big guy crying in a different outfit. So clearly something has happened between then. But before we get to that, we have some stuff with Mel and Harry in the bunker. They're studying the tablet. They're trying to find the missing piece from it. Apparently there was a missing piece. Did they go over this before, that there was more than one piece of this tablet?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
They're trying to find the missing link.
Yeah. Well, they use this spell to try and find this missing piece. It leads them to Canada again. Weird.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's in British Columbia. You know, where we film.
I was going to make a joke about the missing link being like the weak link in Baywatch, Hawaii.
Yeah.
Who's the weak link? And I couldn't think of a good lead up to it, so the joke was ruined in my head, but I had to mention it now.
I thought since they're specifically naming BC that they were going to show somewhere around Vancouver or something. That's why they're saying that, but they just go to the woods. It could have been anywhere.
Yeah, they just go to the X-Files woods.
Yeah. Which would be the actual X-Files woods, more than likely.
Yeah, that is where they filmed, isn't it?
Yeah.
The trees all look the same.
Seasons, yeah.
That's how you know if it's like a Canada show or an LA show, by judging when they go into the forest, what do the trees look like? If you see like the long skinny ones, you know it's a Canada show. They're in what, Vancouver?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Vancouver woods. That was where X-Files shot.
Mm-hmm.
Partay.
Anyway, they're going to Okanaga, and when Mel casts that spell, there's like a voice that goes like, Okanaga.
Yeah.
And like, it kind of sounded like Harry trying to disguise his voice to me. So it's just, oh my god, I'm so terrible at remembering names. Rupert Evans? Yeah, it was Rupert Evans going like, oh, Okanaga. I could be off base here. I still think that the last week, the episode was like really weird how Harry acted when they came back from that portal. I don't know if that's anything, but it was weird.
No, it doesn't seem like it is, and I wasn't going to be surprised if it wasn't, because this show does this. People act weird, and then they never address it again.
I don't know why they would have to have a voice telling her that. I don't know. I guess to, like, How did the spell tell her that? A voice went, Okanaga.
Yeah, but she also saw a sign that said it. It was on screen.
Right, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were just recording, like, looping, and they're like, hey, can you do this line real quick for us? Yeah. We need someone to say this. So, like, just pretend it isn't you. And Okanaga.
I think it, like, I don't know, is this a place Harry goes a lot? Because she tells him that. He's like, oh, yeah, in British Columbia. Like,
oh, yeah, right. Yeah, he knows all about it. He's like, oh, yeah, it's full of monsters, just brimming with them. Let's go. Is there a particular reason that there's a bunch of monsters there? Like, yeah. Is it over a hellmouth or what's going on there?
In some woods in BC, which is apparently also a spot a bunch of witches like to hang out too. So I don't know. I guess everyone parties in this one woods.
Partay.
That's the place to go. You wanna hang with all the supernatural people. You go to Okanaga in the woods. All right, fun time at Safe Space. This is Maggie is giving Jordan a word association test for her school project. Mm-hmm. So she says a word, he says what he immediately thinks of. Apparently she's doing this to like talking to like overachievers or something.
Yeah.
But he gets a call from work in the middle of it and has to leave. He cannot finish answering like these like 30 words or so with one word in response.
Like this would take like what, 30 seconds to a minute more of his time. Like this is such a television thing where people get a phone call like, I have 0 time left to finish the thing I was doing. I must leave now.
Yeah. And like, he's not to mention he stops in the middle of it. They'd already started recording it, and why was this so hard for him? He's like, what? Huh? Let's talk. Oh, I haven't finished this word association thing yet.
Yeah, it just is so flimsy that he couldn't finish it with him.
They sort of have something there where like she says love and he says loss, and they kind of have this look like they once had a thing, but it's so like it's so fleeting. It's just sort of like
yeah.
That do anything for you?
Yeah, we're not really going to go into that in this episode, so...
They don't know what to do with Jordan unless he's offering sage advice to people.
Does he mean the loss of his other girlfriend?
She's in the corner like, Jordan, we have a date!
I forgot you existed.
Oh yeah, I told her that I was going to meet up with her like a year ago, and she's still been waiting for me.
Still waiting for those gushers.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mel and Harry are in the capital of Canada, Toronto.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hey.
Did I get that quote right at all?
That's what they said in, Canadian Bacon. It's not where they went, though.
No, they went to Okanaga. I just wanted to say that line.
It's not even close.
All of Canada is on the same street, Phelan. I know this.
It's the same area. You're right.
All right, well, they hear a scream in the X-Files woods. They go and find this woman asking for help. When Mel tries to touch her, she gets zapped, so they know that she's magical. And they're like, well, this thing that attacked you, she says a demon attacked her. And they're like, oh, this thing that attacked you might come back, so let's get out of here. They portal out. We cut to Macy at Safe Space. She's in the cafe area, the little coffee place that no one ever works at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's just free drinks, I guess. Come in and steal our stuff, whatever. Though I guess you're supposed to be paying for them now that Macy's getting a law firm in there, so there should probably be someone at least by this point.
Can we call this the Kombucha Corner?
Kombucha.
I feel like there was kombucha conversations in this place. Anyway, she's there being sad. Maggie shows up and she's like, hey, how did things go? And she's like, oh, it was uneventful. But you can tell like something's bothering her. Maggie asks Macy to do the word association test for her because she's an overachiever herself.
I love it's like she's so obviously bothered that even Maggie, self-centered Maggie, can tell there's something wrong with her, but still it's not enough to deter her from going, anyways, but I need you to help me with my school stuff.
Hey, remind me, what are Maggie's powers again? She wouldn't know.
She's too busy sensing herself.
This is such a Phoebe thing.
Yeah.
Phoebe! I can't deal with this right now. I can't deal with your emotions. I've got my school test.
Yeah. Are you clearly bothered about something anyway? My school work needs to be done.
Shut up, Mabby.
It's the year of me!
It's the year of me! Macy's annoyed that she's asking her. She's like, I don't want to be your lab rat.
And for some reason, this shocks Maggie. I think Macy's usually this annoyed with her, but...
Macy seems like she's crabby very often this season. She has a reason to in this episode, but I don't really blame Maggie for not noticing that it's any different than normal. She's very crabby.
I don't know why it surprises her, too, because I think Maggie brings us out in a lot of people.
Yeah. All right, at the bunker, Harry can't heal this witch's shoulder. There's something about this poison that was used on her that he can't heal her. Her name's Kira, and she's like, well, these demons stole some family ruins or something. I'm trying to bury my family with my ancestors. So they're trying to get more information about it, but she starts convulsing, and everything just keeps jumping back and forth in this episode. So there's a lot of like one sentence things like this is happening, and then this, and then this. And I didn't bunch it together like I've done sometimes. So it's a lot of jumping around.
It's like they thought all these scenes were worthy of this dramatic dun, and then flipped over to the next other story that's going on, the A, B, and C or whatever crap. But it's like, they're not. It's not strong enough. You don't need to be flipping us around this much. Yeah,
I wish, like, they just kept some scenes a little bit longer. Everything doesn't need to be bunched up in its own section, but it just felt like it was jumping around too much, and most of the scenes weren't particularly grabbing me, so it's like, eh.
Yeah. No, it's like, you just keep flipping ABC, ABC, ABC.
Yeah, a little bit of a Baywatch style, like, here, go to plot A, plot B, plot C.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of everything. It did seem like the sisters were interacting a little more, though. Like, they were, like, bouncing, like, back and forth between each other. Like, they weren't always all in the same scene together, but it wasn't like so-and-so is only with so-and-so, and that's it for the episode.
Macy and Maggie hang out at least for a little bit in this one.
Yeah. So, I felt like this... If they're going to have them not always be together, it's fine if you just shift it a little bit, so it doesn't feel like everyone's in their own little compartment for that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Jordan shows up at a big building for law stuff. But it turns out he's meeting Abigail, so she can be annoying. More on that later. We'll keep you apprised of the situation. I'll let you know.
There's a big shock. Abigail.
Abigail. And she went, well, well, well.
Mm-hmm.
Turned her chair around. Well, well, well.
Guess who you didn't want to see?
So at the bunker, Macy and Maggie are given the rundown on the situation. Macy still seems weirded out by this board meeting. Macy's like, oh, this girl was attacked by demons? What about Abigail's promise not to kill more witches? We should just kill her. And they act like she's like totally out of left field wrong here. But it's like, okay, even if she's not involved with this, why the fuck have they been acting like Abigail is like good or redeemed or worth her word in any way? She's only ever helped them for self-serving needs. Like, why? Why?
Yeah, really, Macy shouldn't have to be bothered by something else to think along these lines in regards to Abigail, because she's clearly evil. She keeps doing evil things. There's no reason for them to not vanquish her.
Like, I could see the point of being like, okay, she's, well, actually, no, she wasn't queen of the demon underworld or whatever for a while, and yet they are acting like this truce where she says you can't kill witches to the demons was still on this whole time, but it wasn't on for a while, and she still had killed a lot of witches, so I don't even get from, like, diplomatic point of view, like, we have to work with our enemy to have, like, if we have a truce here, less people will die than if we just go after her and start out a war with the demon world. Mm-hmm. But, like, she wasn't even head of the demons for a while, so why, all she was doing was just trying to get in Harry's pants all the time and be annoying, like, who cares?
Yeah. And we know she, like, lied and manipulated stupid Parker guitar to do that crap with the apples and whatnot.
The whole crapple situation.
Crapple, real crapple snapple.
I don't know. She hasn't done enough good to make up for this. And this is what kills me about this episode. Because, like, they're acknowledging for the first time ever that, like, Abigail should maybe, like, earn some sort of fucking redemption instead of going, like, you love me, I'm your friend, whatever. Like, but the show has never acknowledged this. The show expects us to feel sorry for her, but there hasn't been any redemption arc. It's just been the show cramming her down our throat, telling us that we love her. And there's like, it's utterly charmless. Like, there's nothing about this that I'm like, she's charmless and charmed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like, if you need a reminder, like, what was it, the first episode of season 2, they find that house full of dead witches. Like, that was all Abigail's fault.
Yeah, like, there was this whole, like, war on witches was, like, the premise of season 2 before they did their reboot of their reboot of their reboot again.
Yeah, but in the end, that was still her fault, all those dead witches.
Yeah. Like, she's responsible for a lot of people's deaths, and to act like they're all cutesy friends, it's like, you gotta kind of earn some of this, and just, it's good they're paying it some lip service, but, like, the show has not actually demonstrated any of this yet. If they do something, maybe, but I still don't care about smuggy smug Abigail.
Yeah, I wish other witches knew this too, and like, because later they name drop a bit when they meet another witch, like, we're the charmed ones. And like, I wish this other witch was like, oh, so the ones that teamed up with that evil person that rules the demons, you just have a friendly little truce with her, even though she's murdered so many of us. And they just stand there with their jaws open.
Especially because she's done a lot of things, like she stole Macy's demon powers to make herself more powerful, or she like tricked her into giving them to her or whatever.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that? Nothing. Yeah. And then she like got that necklace that gave her demon half back to her from her sister, and they acted like she's all like big, bad, and powerful now. And then nothing from the sisters has happened from that. Like she's like punishing herself for this, and the sisters are just like, whatever, Abigail ruling the demon underworld, whatever.
Yeah. Like,
shouldn't this mean something?
Secretly amassing demonic powers, stealing Macy's demon powers. That scamp. What's she up to next?
Like, it seems like they just don't give a shit what she's up to at all. Mm-hmm. Like, why? Part of it, they're like, okay, she wanted her demon half back because part of her was suppressed. Okay, but I don't know, like, why they aren't wondering why she wanted to be this powerful demon again.
Yeah, they should be worried about that, probably.
Like, are they wondering about this? Just saying, like, she wanted to be whole again by being a demon. Mm-hmm. This show, at least, has not demonstrated, like, any, I guess Parker's part demon and he's good?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't feel like demons on this show have shown any redemptive stuff.
Well, Macy was part demon.
Oh, yeah. You know what, Phelan, I've forgotten the entire premise of this show. But also there was that struggle there, right?
Yeah, there was.
Like, you know, it was taking her over.
It's like, why is Macy not feeling whole if she lost her demon part, which Abigail stole?
Yeah. And why isn't Harry feeling unwhole because his evil side was killed? Like, there's a lot of these things left open-ended.
Yeah.
Forget it! I'm not doing it! This episode was badly written!
I don't know. Maybe it seems like I'm complaining about nothing here because I just don't like Abigail. It's just inconsistent.
It's not nothing. It's a continuing problem with the show that they act like she's funny, quirky when she's just an evil murderer.
Because, like, you can have a villain that's charming and that you want to see. Mm-hmm. In shows, like, lots of shows have done that where it's like, yeah, this is a bad guy, but you want to see what they're doing. But you do have to have a reason why our main characters aren't stopping them, or why they can't accomplish what they're doing, or why they need to team up. I don't know why she's even teamed up with the girls at this point. Because she doesn't want the demons to fight her? To fight them?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't understand why they keep trying to make this character a thing.
Oh, it's insane to act like she rules all the other demons from her little penthouse apartment. Like, shut up. Like, all the demons in the world, supposedly, too. They act like that in this episode. Like, oh, a demon did something? Why didn't Abigail control them? Like, well, seriously? She's supposed to have, like, her fingers in everyone in the whole planet?
Well, see, if she catches them, she'll, like, throw them out a window or something.
Yeah. Oh, she'll have to invite them over. She'll be like, oh, hey, I'll mediate your dispute. Come to my apartment. Oh, okay. Ah!
Yeah, someone who, like, who wasn't even, like, she's not full demon, and she wasn't even part demon until recently.
Mm-hmm.
Was ruling them, I guess, with Macy's demon powers. I don't know. This whole thing is ridiculous, and, like, shouldn't she have, like, other people to arbitrate stuff, like underlings or something? Like, you're in charge of this area and you're in charge of this, and then you have, like, a whole network to, like, rule?
Yeah, you'd think she'd have to do more than just whine about things in her apartment forever.
Maybe she and Macy have more to relate to, because they're not very good at management. I don't know.
She's like, hey, weren't you guys gonna do the thing I said? Because I already tweeted that you will. Ha 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 ha! I'm the demon ruler! Well, we gotta do it. The demon overlord tweeted that we were gonna do it.
I feel real dumb for forgetting, like, the Macy part demon thing. It's kind of sad that this isn't part of her character anymore, like, not even in passing.
Mm-hmm.
But it also kind of demonstrates the fact that, like, she had that storyline, and there was that struggle there, and it was interesting, and then now Abigail has that storyline, but she doesn't struggle, but we're supposed to feel sorry for her somehow.
Yeah, there's something more interesting going on with her back then, so it's kind of sad.
Have we, like, seen Abigail do anything good? Like, not for self-serving interest, just because it's the right thing to do.
Not really.
Was there anything in that, like, that episode where they went to that town where everyone was frozen because that little girl had powers? I feel like they might have shown something there that I'm spacing on.
I don't remember now.
But it seems like a lot of the struggles here, it's like, okay, her demon half's trying to kill her because she feels bad, I guess.
I guess.
Like,
yeah.
she's subconsciously trying to kill
she's
herself.
Conflicted, yeah.
But, like... But why?
Yeah, we should see her doing more good things. Just for goodness sake.
Because, like, all we see... Yeah. We should see her helping the children!
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, right now, all we see is her arbitrating demon disputes or forcing people to help her smugly.
Yeah.
And we don't see her actually, like, all she is like looking out for herself and going like, I'm not going to let you out until you give me answers. But, like, to do what? To just be smuggy smug again?
Yeah, like, if... That was in the episode where we find out her demon half's trying to kill her, right? Where it opens and she throws people out the window.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how you open that episode. Like, you should have her doing something that's actually good. And then that's the reason why, you know, the demon side's in conflict with what she's becoming.
Yeah. Well, and showing her throw demons out the window who are doing demon-y evil things. Let's say these aren't good demons. I don't know if they have good demons. They have good half-demons, I guess. But, like, let's say that, like...
It's something we feel nothing about, really, because it's no one we know.
This is not a particularly evil or good thing to see her doing. We're just seeing two nobodies who were doing evil demon business get thrown out a window because they made her mad. Yeah. So we're not showing her, like, doing something evil that she feels bad about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Are we supposed to say, like, oh, it was bad that she threw those demons out the window? And she doesn't do it because she thinks, like, oh, they want to do something bad and then, like, makes up some flimsy excuse to kill them. Like, let's say they're like, we want to sacrifice some kids. And she's like, oh, I don't like your tone, and then throws them out. Maybe it'd be like, oh, actually, she wanted to save those kids, or she wanted to do this, and there's some conflict there. Yeah. They could have thrown some of that in there to not maybe be not obvious about it, but something to like hint that like, oh, she's having some inner conflict about her morals here.
Yeah. That's all you needed, and then that's a better story, at least a little bit.
Anyway, I just feel really tired, honestly. Like, I just feel really tired. Right, they're having this argument. Macy's like, hey, we should go kill Abigail. It's like 20 minutes ago, I think we were talking about this. She's like, I'm gonna go solve this demon problem. You guys do whatever you're gonna do. Bye. And then we see what Abigail is talking to Jordan about. She's being smug. She's like, I put all of my real estate business or whatever with your company because I actually just wanted to talk to you and you weren't answering my calls. They have a smug off, and Jordan goes, enough sparring. Just that line made me laugh.
This is how the demon overlord has to trick this stupid lawyer dude into her place.
She can't even get Jordan to take her calls. She's supposed to control every demon in the entire world.
Yeah. Like, hey, demon, halfway across the globe, guy. Do what I say. But hey, lawyer dude, can you come over? Nah.
Did she think about pulling what she did on Mel and just show up behind Jordan and then call him and be like, well. Stupid.
She wants to do a moron mind meld with him.
Yeah. Who's the bigger moron?
She's like, I know my sister cursed me, so I need you to tell me how she did it. And he's like, oh, she didn't do that. Oh, well, I need a moron mind meld with you to find out for sure. No. And that's the conflict.
Yep, that's how that goes. We have more of Macy and Maggie in the X-Files woods. Macy's going to solve that demon problem. But Maggie's going to miss her deadline on her assignment. So maybe she can help her with this while they're out there. But Macy's like, fine, I'll do this. But she's acting all crabby with this word association. So let's find out what happened. Let's do a flashback to the meeting.
Why, it's Old Man Withers, the guy who runs the haunted amusement park. And I would have got away with it too if it hadn't been for you snooping kids.
It was a surprise photo shoot. And she's like, well, I wish people would have let me know about this. She meets the head of corporate communications, Lori something or other. Mm-hmm. She's a blonde white lady. It's very important to note that. And
she goes, hi, I'm evil.
Hello, I'm evil white Karen. Hello, I am here to microaggress. Thank you.
She goes, da, 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 da.
So she's assigned Macy to a specific campaign. Everyone's got a different campaign. She assigns her to malaria. It's also important to note that.
I don't really know why Macy goes along with any of this when she thought she was here for a business meeting discussing ideas. Like, surprise, you're in a photo shoot for a malaria campaign.
Yeah, I guess, sometimes when you're in a situation, especially with your job, you just kind of go along with it until it's...
But this is a job she didn't even want. She's a scientist and she's running a mini mall.
She thinks she's going to do good with her knowledge and her tweets. So she needs to be part of this campaign.
So she needs to do this photo shoot.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes campaigns will have photo shoots or other
Yeah, I know campaigns will have photo shoots, but usually people know they're going to go do a campaign and a photo shoot.
I guess this is one of a series of things that indicate things are not right here.
I just think at this point, Macy already should have been like, yeah, no.
I don't know. I guess if it was just a photo shoot, it'd be like, all right, I'm a little surprised, but then nothing else went wrong. You might not think too much about it.
I think she should have scienced her way out of there.
She went science and then a smoke bomb and then ran out.
Like, I just remembered, I don't really even care about this job, but I know Swan's gonna be so upset, but you know what? I don't need this. I'm a scientist. I'm leaving.
I am the lady that stems in the night. here's where things start to get like more blatantly bad. So the white lady starts commenting on her skin and touching her hair. She's like, "Oh, look at that, that skin color, and look at that hair. That's something that's a microaggression. There's a history of like white people touching black people's hair without permission, and this is something that's not lost on Macy and it's not lost on Ariel. They both have a look afterwards, like, excuse me, did she really just do that?" So this is all part of what's going on here. We're going to get more of that later in the episode. We'll update you on the situation. So back in the present, they see some smoke ahead. So they run off to go find the demons. And then we cut to another scene, Abigail and Jordan being annoying. Abigail is like, "Hey, this necklace has a curse that's making my demon form attack me. So I got to do this mind meld on ya." And he's not for it. Then we have another scene. At the bunker, Mel and Harry can't revive, her name was Kira, was it?
Yeah.
The witch? I wrote like Kyla and Kira, but I feel like Kira was the name.
Kira, yeah.
She starts foaming at the mouth, so Harry's like, "All right, I gotta use my white lighter powers to put her in a coma, I guess. He can do that."
Yeah, apparently Mel's been trying like a whole bunch of cures to see if anything sticks. Apparently they can't do any kind of scientific method on this magic poisoning. She's just like, "I'll just dump everything in her. We'll see if one of them works." Like, how do they check for any of these things? You just have to try them all. Like, "Oh, wasn't that one? What wasn't that one?"
You know, like with magical medicine, just like real medicine, it's kind of trial and error. You just see what works out for you. Sometimes it doesn't.
I guess they need Macy there to combine any science with any of this.
Remember, Mel is the potions girl. They were like, she's the one that's good at potions.
And that's why she's so good at it. She just throws a whole bunch of potions in her mouth.
Look, they needed a reason for her to be sitting most of the episode so they can hide that she's pregnant, okay? And then put her in a lot of big comfy sweaters and coats.
Yeah.
They did a pretty good job with it, though. I was looking at her and like, I don't think if I didn't know she was pregnant, I probably wouldn't immediately be like, "Oh, they're trying to hide it."
Mm-hmm.
So I think that maybe she's not showing as much when they were filming this, but who knows?
And then she's still walking around with that cardboard box from last episode in front of her.
"I need this to go fight Abigail."
"Oh, Mel, could you hold this potted plant?"
"Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna go move this painting over here now." Wait, I have my big STEMinist painting. Here's a picture of some white privilege, some stale beer, and Doritos. It's a still life painting that Maggie did. All right, so we get another scene with Macy and Maggie, where it's the same scene that they just keep cutting back and forth to. They don't find anything where the smoke was, so they can have more time to talk. Maggie's like, "Hey, why are you so angry, Macy? So we can have another flashback." Diddly-doo, diddly-doo, diddly-doo.
Yeah.
At the photo shoot, Macy is being put into an outfit chosen by the white lady, which is a leopard print dress with a boob hole, very revealing.
How did she have Macy's measurements and stuff?
It did fit really well. There's nothing wrong with the dress in theory, but in this context, it's for this specific campaign
creepy.
And the fact that it's like super sexy and trying to make her seem exotic. And also the fact that they chose leopard print for this particular thing, like all of these things kind of add up into more microaggressions.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, "I don't know about this dress. I think this is really weird." So Ariel's like, "Hey, how about this outfit, actually? You should just put this on." And it's a more conservative outfit that she in turn puts on. And then Lori shows up and she's like, "Hey, what about the outfit that I picked out? You should have consulted me about changing this outfit." She's acting really patronizing and uptight about it.
"I know I put this other outfit in here on the rack too, but I didn't want you to wear it, I guess."
I don't know. Yeah, maybe you could say maybe she had some stylists go out with some outfits and she's like, "Okay, I pick this one." And then they use that possibly. Usually, I would think they would have lots of choices.
Just a whole bunch of outfits that were with her measurements. Like, I feel like she should have been like,
She's so like, I was wondering why they took my measurements before this board meeting.
Yeah. We want you to come in for some ideas. What are your measurements?
Yeah. So clearly this lady is like super pissed about this, but she's acting like, next time talk to me.
Yeah, very demeaning.
She's like, I wanted some more oomph in this. And she's like, what, for the malaria campaign?
Yeah.
You wanted oomph for this photo shoot?
Yeah.
I don't know if like Julian hired her for this or someone hired. I guess it was after Julian left. Like she got hired.
This is Carman's legacy. Real sad here.
Can't believe she's ruining Carman's legacy with this.
Maybe this is like a hire by Aunt Viv. Seems her style.
She's like, we're gonna look great. You're gonna be a stiletto in a room of flats. Yeah, I think maybe they say something about like they're trying to improve the company's image after the whole like their founders died kind of thing. I don't know.
I know. Sexy malaria photo shoot.
Sexy malaria photo shoot will solve all of this. In the present day, they find the demon that attacked Kira in the woods, and they chase her. Meanwhile, with Mel and Harry, Mel is sitting down again. They wake up Kira, and Mel's like, you know what? Macy was right. Abigail was in charge of this. We should hold her accountable for some of this shit. This is stupid. I'm gonna go kill her now. So she leaves. And we all cheer on.
Yeah. Give her Mel.
Meanwhile, sweet, innocent Abigail is attacking Jordan with fire, almost burns his fro. Yeah,
she goes all demon face on him.
Like, we're supposed to act like she is being wronged in this episode. She is trying to burn him to a crisp.
Yeah.
And he's like, you almost burned my fro!
Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird. It's like she's trying to murder him and he's acting like he's in a comedy or something.
Yeah, like, what are we supposed to feel about any of this? Mel shows up and saves him. And she's like, hey, Abigail, you broke that promise. You should cut this shit out. Stop killing witches.
Yeah, they act like she didn't just interrupt her, too, trying to kill Jordan. Like, Mel seems very nonchalant about the situation she just walked in on.
I don't know. It's like they want to have it both ways. To be like, the girls are finally holding her to account, but then Jordan's like, all right, I feel sorry for you. And it's like, what? But no.
Yeah, it's insane.
She's done nothing to earn any of this, as they point out. So why is any of this happening?
Mm-hmm.
Macy and Maggie are dodging booby traps from this demon that they're chasing, but they manage to knock her over, and it turns out she's actually a witch named Willow.
Yeah.
Where'd they get that from?
Yeah, how crazy. Yeah, I knew this twist was coming, because it's like, oh yeah, it's definitely a demon we're going after. Then she's like, I'm a witch.
Well, you thought that the twist was going to be that Kira was the demon all along.
Yeah, I thought the twist was because Kira was not getting healed by any of the potions properly and stuff. She was going to be a demon instead. And they had flipped them, but nah, they're just two witches that are angry at each other.
It would have been more clever if it, like, the demon was actually the other, the one in the bunker, but like they were just both witches, and one of them tried to murder the other one with an almost uncurable poison. Yeah,
the super poison, and they act like, oh, because she's a witch, it's okay. They just let her go after this.
Yeah. This is messed up.
They're just like, oh, it wasn't a demon. It was just a witch trying to kill someone, so that's cool. Witches can kill anyone they want, I guess.
What the hell?
Like, what is the matter with you people? Even if she's a witch, she shouldn't be allowed to shoot people with poison arrows.
It's fine. Here's what was going on with them. They were part of the same coven, but the coven split off, and there's these ruins that have to do with the land or something, and then Kira wants to bury her dead mom or her dead family. Is it just her mom?
Yeah, because she tells the story like, oh, my mom died, and it was hard on my family, and I was really sad, and then Willow's like, oh, I never thought of it that way. I didn't know you'd be sad that your mother died. I guess we should be friends after all.
Yeah.
And Harry's like,
I think we should be enemies.
Yeah. Harry's like, isn't it better to not fight than fight? I'm like, yeah. Talk about after school special.
Oh my god. Yeah, so they both want these ruins because she wants the ruins to like bury her family on this this holy ground or something for them, but she's like, you gave up those rights when you left the coven, yada yada yada. Back with the Abigail scene, Mel is in the wrong for going after poor innocent Abigail?
Yeah. Kari pops in, he's like, it was a witch, not a demon. It's not Herb Girl's fault.
Like, Abigail's like, somebody owes me an apology. He's like, you killed a bunch of fucking people, shut up.
Yeah.
You were trying to kill Jordan when she came in, shut up.
Yeah, you don't
just
get
shut up.
any apology. And what's insane here, too, is after they look, okay, fine, and we're gonna leave, Harry goes, hey, Jordan, you gonna come with? He's like, nah, I'm gonna see what Abigail has to say now.
He feels sorry for her. What is going on? She's like, well, I don't kill people lately, and I wasn't trying to kill Jordan. I was just doing some negotiations. So, like, Mel, you should apologize to me because we're friends. Whatever.
Jordan even kind of sticks up for her. He's like, well, we're not really friends, but yeah, we were in negotiations.
She was throwing flames at you.
She was trying to kill you. You stupid.
He's too dumb to live.
Yep.
And yet he's the one that gives the sage advice to everyone.
Uh-huh.
All right, so yeah, Jordan's like, I'm going to stay and negotiate. I wrote, you dummy. And Mel's like, you're irredeemable. And we're supposed to feel sad for Abigail. They have the whole sad shot of like, she called me irredeemable.
Yeah, and then she goes, Georgia, do you really think I'm irredeemable? And it's like, nah, it's cool. Stick your fingers in my mind.
No, he says, where's the lie? When she says that.
Yeah.
She's like, she said I'm irredeemable. Where's the lie, though?
Yeah.
What?
Where's the lie? But then anyway, yeah, you can invade my mind.
But the reason he thinks she's irredeemable at that moment, he doesn't really think she's irredeemable, but he's like, yeah, you've been like a real bitch here. And he's like, well, because you endangered my job by lying to my boss. And not, you killed people and you're the head of the demons, you queen evil shit,
Yeah.
whatever.
You betrayed your own brother to get this done job and stuck him in a jail forever.
She can't stop lying even in her, like, redeem speech to him. She's like, I didn't hurt a hair on your head. It's like, we almost burned his fro. I think you literally hurt a hair on his head. And he's like, well, look. And he has a point in this speech. I'm glad that this is being paid lip service. I just don't like the things around. You did this all to yourself, though.
Yeah.
Like, you need to actually redeem yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to earn it. You can't just beg for it or try to, like, force people into it. You need to actually redeem yourself.
Mm-hmm. But, like, let's put this into, like, a more realistic situation. Like, she's not a demon. Let's just say, like, this is someone's negotiation tactic. They pull out a gun and start shooting it at you. That's basically what she did at him. Yeah. And you're going to act like, yeah, that's cool. It's fine. That's just how she negotiates with me.
I don't know why Abigail also makes this comparison here, like, between them to say, like, well, you're trying to redeem yourself and I'm trying to redeem yourself. It's like, well, he's redeeming himself because of a curse because his ancestor did some shit. He didn't actually do it. This is just a curse that he has to make up for. Like, his ancestors' sins. That's not the same thing as him directly killing a bunch of people and going, wah, feel sorry for me.
Yeah. False equivalency there.
Stupid. And he's like, all right, do this stupid mind meld, but don't touch my hair. It's like, okay.
Stupid.
Yeah.
He thinks he's in a comedy for a bunch of this.
I feel like there's some... The fact that this is like a show full of people of color, I guess, negates this. It feels like there's some stereotype having him be like the guy who gives people words of wisdom all the time, that they're like, let me think of the wise words of Jordan. You know?
Maybe he should be wise more often, though, if he's going to be the wise guy.
He's the dumbest wise guy. The dumbest wise man. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn here. I don't know. I apologize if I'm offending anyone here. It's hard to tell. But, anyway, they have the next scene. Everyone's scolding Kira. Like, hey, you lied to us, you jerk. Macy leaves angrily. Maggie follows.
Yeah. It's okay she almost murdered you, because she's a witch.
I don't care about this plot. So,
we already
Mel
wrapped
takes
that up.
Mel takes Kira back to the scene of the crime to end this feud, and that's when that scene happens where she's like, "Oh yeah, I feel bad about your mom dying. I didn't realize that you were gonna be sad about that. Take these runes."
Yeah.
Back with Jordan and Abigail. Turns out after the mind meld, she didn't find anything. It wasn't a curse. She's just been trying to kill herself. They have the exact same realization they had at the end of the last time we found out her demon side was trying to kill herself.
Yeah.
Like,
Nothing's
nothing
been accomplished here.
Nothing really matters. Anyone can see.
And then Jordan, again, it's just the delivery of these lines that make me laugh. He goes, "Your two sides are at war for your soul."
Then he teaches her a breathing exercise.
All right, Jordan.
I know this demon suppression breathing's technique.
All right, Macy's at Safe Space, and Ariel shows up. Is Ariel?
Ariel, yeah.
Ariel.
Yeah.
I missed how you pronounce her name. It's Ariel, but with an E.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, she shows up, and she's like, "Hey, Macy, you left without taking your actual clothes back, so here they are. Sorry about my boss. Sorry about my racist boss. But there's something I gotta tell you about her." And they cut away so that Abigail can cry. And Jordan gives this whole redemption speech to her that we already talked about. And then there's more with the stupid witches in the woods that, again, we already talked about. This jumps around so much.
Yeah.
But while they're in the woods, Harry notices the ruins that they've been fighting over have the same marks as the tablet.
Yeah.
And so they're like, "Hey, where'd you get those?" And they're like, "Sure, we'll show you off screen."
Yeah.
And then they find the other part of the tablet in a cave.
Very easily solved. It could have just happened immediately. It's like,
Yep.
Oh, this is the thing we're doing at the beginning of the episode, but we took forever to do it. Ta-da!
Wow, it's in a cave, and the day was saved.
Yeah. It's like, and they see Clark Kent in there examining the wall. And, oh, what do these markings mean? Shut up, Clark. We're just here for this piece of rock.
The thing that Ariel had to tell Macy about her boss, was it just because she was brought in to like try and fix the company's image? Is that what she was telling her? And that's why she was upset, because it further cemented the fact she was kind of a prop in this? I feel like that's what she told her, but I kind of missed if that was the big bombshell. But I think that's what it was. I think it was just because what she was thinking was the situation. So we get another flashback to the photo shoot, and the background for Macy's shoot is several shots of poor people in Africa. And Macy points out that malaria is a problem all over the world, not just Africa, and for people of all statuses, not just poor people. So a lot of stereotyping going here, and especially because Macy is a black woman.
Yeah, but our corporate Carman people have approved these images, so that's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah. So a bunch of white people. There was no one of color on this board, and Macy's like, "Hey, this is kind of offensive. So you just wanted a woman of color to be a face for this campaign, someone who was like just black enough." Things get really heated, and Macy is escorted out as a threat. She's like, "You are threatening me! The person of color's threatening me!" Mm-hmm. So that's how she got escorted out, and why she was crying outside the elevator.
Yep.
I feel like this is not a laughing situation. It's a serious situation, and I get where they're coming from. Like, it's good that they're acknowledging these sorts of things. I wish that the rest of the story in the episode was better. I don't really have a problem with this story, just some of the elements, like the Steminist shirt and stuff like that, are a little clunky, but...
I mean, the way they integrate them into Charmed, like, this is out of nowhere. This whole plot. It doesn't flow naturally from anything in this show so far.
Well, it's part of her running Safe Space.
Yeah, which is dumb anyway, which is out of nowhere in itself, too. She shouldn't be running Safe Space. They're just like, "Oh yeah, randomly Carman left this to you. Oh yeah, randomly you're going to be called in for a malaria campaign photo shoot." Like, it's like, she is a scientist. Why is this where we are with her now?
Yeah, well, yeah, the whole Safe Space thing is really a mess, but, like, I don't think it seems to come out of nowhere. it feels like this is, well, I know that this is a typical experience for people of color, and especially in spaces where they have white bosses and campaigns that are run by people that don't have any person of color on there.
I'm not saying the situation's out there. I'm just saying the fact that Macy got to this part with this thing that's so unrelated to her character, even just like a few episodes ago, is how it's out of nowhere, not the situation coming up.
Yeah, I just wish everything had been woven together a little bit more nicely. Because separately, like, it's fine. I don't really, I could take or leave the plot about the witches that were fighting because the coven, because it was kind of barely anything, and had some elements that I don't really understand why they brushed over.
I mean, I liked that we saw a couple other witches for once in the show, because I feel like that's really lacking, but their story wasn't interesting. That's the problem. Like, I want to see some other witches do something interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't that interesting. And then the stuff with Abigail is infuriating. And all it is her just sitting... Is it her apartment? Is it just a business place?
It's just her apartment.
Okay, so she's just sitting in her apartment talking to Jordan the whole episode and going like, feel sorry for me. That's it.
It's that same place where she was trying to romance Harry like a reboot or two ago.
Why the hell did you do that?
And like nothing was accomplished with that storyline either. Like other than like Jordan going like, hey, get your shit together, like redeem yourself, dude. Like no one's gonna accept you just saying you're like their friend. Like you need to actually do something. But like Jordan saying that is like it's not much. Especially when the show doesn't demonstrate anything it's talking about there. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like I'm going in circles here.
Much like the show.
Yeah.
Because they're addressing the same thing, but never solving anything with these plots. It's like, let's bring this up again and say the same thing.
Yeah. So we get the wrap up at the end, and Maggie is talking about, they're talking about Macy's experience at the photo shoot, and Maggie brings up misogynoir, which is it's a real term, and I had to look this up actually, like, and it involves, they even explain it in the episode, like Maggie goes like, this is something that involves sexism and racism. It's when those two things come together, and this was coined by a black writer, I believe. I don't know her name, but this is like a real term that's brought up and has to do a lot with what Macy went through. But again, like, I wish that Maggie... It's good they explained it, because I think like a lot of white people probably haven't heard that term before, but like to be like, misogynoir, this is where racism and sexism meet. And, like she's reading it out of the dictionary rather than like, again, it's the after school special way of like writing it. Like, there needs to be a better way to integrate this into there.
Yeah, you can have a more realistic way of people talking and explaining something to someone, because someone asked about what it meant. Like Harry asked. Right?
Yeah, Harry did.
So yeah, you can have people talk normally and explain things, because people have conversations like this.
Yeah. So it's not the content, it's the execution of it, because I feel like there is a way to put this in here and it could have been like really strong, and instead it's kind of like but I don't know, maybe this was a different experience for people watching where this is something that's more relatable to them. So I don't know, like maybe some of it's a bit removed, because I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't have a problem with the Macy storyline. It's just like they're just very clunky about how they insert some of this information. It's like what Mel was doing when she was talking about like trans issues, and she would just kind of like textbook say why these things are wrong, rather than like creating a story around it that says the same message.
Mm-hmm. And again, we can have those issues being addressed, but they could have come up more naturally in the show, rather than just having this one character here to say, I'm trans and that's my entire being, like I have nothing else to say.
Yeah,
like, they could have been a more naturally integrated part of the show, and that's you bring up the issues with them through that. Yeah, have them be more of an actual character.
It's also good, I think, when you're doing a show like this to have, like, I'm glad they're talking about what's going on in their lives, because like there was so long in the show where it was just like exposition dump, and then we saw nothing else of what they were doing. And like I even said it like in season 2, like I long for like the mundane stuff to be happening, not in a boring way, just I want to see what their lives are and how does this stuff disrupt their lives, who are they as people. But you have to be able to integrate both things together, and it's just sort of like either disconnected or getting in the way of things, like not in a, I don't know if I'm wording this right. It just feels like they're like, I have to go do this thing now, and I'm gonna complain because I have to do my assignment, so I'm going to do it while I'm in the woods.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then again, I mean, I guess it's better than just being completely disconnected or not having it at all. But like the trans issues, like those didn't come up with anything other to do with the rest of the story. It's just something that Mel happens to be dealing with on the side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm thinking about like if people who... All right, we know for sure the writers are listening to this podcast. We know for sure. And I feel like maybe we're giving some mixed messages here. I don't really know how to fix this show, but it feels like there has to be a balance.
Just integrate things more naturally.
Yeah.
Have things develop through the story rather than feeling like you're just dropping them in.
Yeah. So when they're talking about what happened to Macy, she says the reason that she got through it is because she was hearing her mother's voice. She was hearing her advice, which apparently she gave to the other two as well. And I think like she told that to her when she had that like behind the cloth meeting with her, right? Where she was like behind a sheet.
Yeah, I guess.
She met her before she met her kind of thing.
I still think it's insane that Macy thinks positively about stupid Marisol at all.
I just don't know why she never called her.
Yeah.
She could have called her the whole time.
Yeah. Phones, they existed, Marisol. I know, it's crazy. You can talk behind a sheet. You can talk on a telephone, you idiot.
Well, they're like, well, this day was kind of a bummer, but it wasn't a total disaster. We helped those witches, and Maggie got an extension on her project.
The issue everyone cared the most about, the extension on the project.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, and also we found that other part of the tablet. Oh yeah. Right?
Then they fuse together and they go, what?
Yeah, they're like, oh, also, that's not the only good thing, and then cut to them in the bunker, so apparently they continued that conversation after they got to the bunker, and they're like, oh yeah, the tablet piece.
Yeah, it's one of those things where nothing happened in between these two cuts. They just silently left the house, walked over to the safe space, to the bunker, and all that. Not a word.
You can't say Harry orbed them there either, because you can't touch them. So apparently he orbed there. They got in the car. One of them got on top, one of them got in the back, one of them got in the front, and then they drove over there.
And then they're like,
the
trunk.
Yeah, they get in the trunk, and then the allergy won't get us. So yeah, the tablet pieces glow, and they go together into one piece, and that's the cliffhanger. Let's see if that cliffhanger actually has a follow-up, unlike the last time.
Yeah. He'll just be like, hey, remember that stone? No, we threw it out. Anyway.
What?
That was a comedy thing. It didn't need resolution. Why is this tablet a comedy thing? It just was. Just like being attacked by demons at your house is comedy. And trying to kill you in the kitchen is comedy, right, Jordan? A dumb show.
Well, Phelan, from that, I have a very short fashion segment. I just wanted to talk real quick about Maggie's outfit. I don't know if I should keep this up because I feel like Maggie's always going to have, like, they've brought her outfits back to being, like, just quirky enough. Like, the week before last, I think it was a little bit silly, but, or was it last week? Whatever, the one where they're in the house was a little bit silly, but anyway, she had, like, one outfit this episode that was pretty good. It was this sparkly red shirt with ruffles and a high collar with some high-waisted jeans. It was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Don't you love it, Phelan? Aren't you invested in the fashion segment? All right. Well, who's your Margoyle?
Jordan.
Yeah?
Mostly because he stayed after Harry said, "You want to get out of here?" And he goes, "Nah, I'm gonna stay here with Abigail, the woman who just tried to murder me. And I'm gonna let her rummage around through my mind." Jordan, you idiot.
It was pretty losery, I gotta say.
Who was your Margoyle?
I almost picked Jordan too, but I'm gonna go with Boss Karen.
Yeah.
For sexy malaria photo shoot.
Yeah.
I want some more oomph in the malaria photo shoot in front of the pictures of poor African people. With your boob hole. All right, man.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
What are your final thoughts on this episode of Charmed, Phelan?
I mean, it's like you said, there's one thing that's maybe something that's worth saying in this episode, but it's a muddled mess. The ABC stories are flipped around so much, it's incoherent almost. Like you blink and then suddenly you're back with Jordan and Abigail in the kitchen. You're like, what? I thought it was with the other ones. What's going on? But yeah, the payoff's pretty bad. And like, yeah, two of the stories aren't doing anything new. It's them taking forever to be like, hey, we got a piece of rock and Abigail's evil still, but she's trying to be better, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, it's I feel like other than Macy's part, like I'm just sort of like indifferent or angry about the episode. You know, like, I mean, the Macy thing, like, you're supposed to be angry about, and that's fine if that's what the story's supposed to be, but like the Abigail thing is frustrating because it's just feels like wastes of time constantly. And the stuff with the two witches in the woods was barely a thing. It just felt like they threw that in there because they needed some plot of the week, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I wish if they're going to address issues, they would do it a little less clunkily story-wise. Because there's a way to integrate these things more naturally.
Yeah, I wish like it was a little smoother. But overall, I mean, I don't know. I would be interested to hear what other people thought about this episode, if they thought any of it was strong, or if they're annoyed, or if they're bored. I would like to know. Sometimes I feel like we're a little bit tired just from doing these podcasts.
I mean, just like the other parts of the show are just so bad, though. And like they're so bad with their stories. It's
yeah,
like the fact that that last episode's ending was just a fake out, apparently to nothing, is annoying. We promised you a better episode.
Honestly, I feel like everyone's just gonna be annoyed at the podcast because I forgot that like Macy was half demon, and that was a big part of the story.
That's like almost a different show ago, though, so I don't blame
like
you.
10 seasons ago in Charmed time.
It's something I don't know if they've brought up in forever at this point. Like,
yeah. I have a terrible memory, guys. I'm sorry. I bitch about the show, and then it's like, well, they did have that, didn't they? Well, it wasn't very good, but they did have it.
But it's another thing that makes what they're doing with Abigail not make as much sense. If she feels so unwhole without her demon half, why doesn't Macy?
Yeah, and their stories started as parallels. Like, that's how she was introduced. Like, Macy related to her because of this. And, like, now it's all about Mel and Abigail because, I don't know, some portion of the fan base ships Mel and Abigail. They're still trying to make this a thing. Or not. I don't know.
Or Abigail and Jordan. Let's just throw darts at a dartboard and see.
I think, honestly, this is because they're trying to find something to do with Jordan.
Oh, definitely. It feels like they don't know what to do with him anymore.
Like, I'm glad he's not like an angry weirdo anymore. But like,
Maybe that's how he would take action against Abigail. She messed with his first aid kit.
You steal my first aid kit in my sweat.
You are irredeemable. You messed with my first aid kit. Just like sticks bandages all over her face and smothers her. Well, I didn't expect Jordan to be the one who killed her, but there you go.
I don't know. I mean, he's probably one of the characters I'm least annoyed by lately, but he can be a bit boring sometimes. Sometimes he's entertaining enough. I don't think his law storyline is that interesting, but we'll see. He just needs to not just be advice dispenser man.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have anything else?
Nope.
All right, let's wrap this up. If you guys enjoyed this podcast or would like to tell me about all the things I forgot about that were important to the story, I'd appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, reviewed, gave us a thumbs up, perhaps some sort of engagement. We have a couple different platforms you can listen to this on. You can find us in audio form at anchor.fm or several different podcast hosting platforms, wherever you can find those, under Charmed Hard with a Vengeance or Charmed Rewind. You can find us on YouTube under youtube.com/movie nights the series. You can find Phelan stuff, youtube.com/Phelis. You can also find us on Patreon, patreon.com/movie nights or patreon.com/Phelis. Thanks to Peter Hunter for editing the podcast for us. You can find him on Twitter at PretorHunter. Phelan, what are the hashtags?
Hashtag Jordan does it again.
Hashtag Allison forgot. Can we just do 2?
Hashtag can we just do 2?
Hashtag can we just do 2? Guys, my brain's gone tonight. Let's end it. Charmanders, I'll see you next week. Bye!